On with the show.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's another episode of the often imitated, never duplicated Voices of Misery podcast, and of course, I am one half of your dynamic duo, the nerds. I am the nerd, and you are
Nerdette.
What's going on? It's Friday. We made it. How the heck are you?
I'm wonderful, man.
Everyone in this house is beaten down today, and I don't know what the hell is going on here, man. We friggin' leave the house and you do stuff.
It's been a long week, man. Doing stuff. I'm ready for bed.
I know. We actually filled up our calendar with stuff every day that I've been on vacation. We got some stuff done. We did things around the house. We did things outside the house. We already talked about going to the water park a couple of times. I mean, it's been a really good vacation. Would you say this is the most productive vacation I think I've had?
Yeah.
I would say so. Most people, they go out and they do fun stuff. We take care of business. And we had a little bit of fun there. So it was a business/pleasure relationship for this vacation. You know, we did the water park. Today we went to the DMV. We had to take care of some business here because in South Carolina you have to pay yearly tax on your car. And I know, like, some places aren't like that. Some places are. Down here, you got to pay the property tax for it, and we had to take care of that today to get the latest sticker to get extended for a year for the registration and whatnot. And that was a friggin' trip. Fucking A, man. I don't know what it is about Siri, but today was one of the worst days ever, man, dealing with that piece of shit. Because normally, like, I know the general vicinity of the place where we normally go to pay the taxes. I mean, you only go once a year. And it's in a fucking tourist area, so I'm like, all right, you just, you know, like, once we see this one tourist thing, you just hang a right and it's somewhere in there. So I fucking go on the GPS, and I'm like, all right, and I'm looking for the address in the car, and I don't know if my edible kicked in or this fucking phone is just being stupid. I'm like, why is this place not coming up? It's not coming up in the GPS, and then finally, after like 5 minutes of sitting in the car before we left, finally found one, and we're like, all right, this has to be the place.
And I hate sitting in the car and sitting still.
Yeah.
I need the door open. I need the window open. I need air. Mm-hmm. And for me to sit in an enclosed space with no air, the car is off while you fuck with your phone that doesn't want to work.
No, did not want to work.
Oh my god! And that was 8 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, so we freaking follow the GPS. It takes us to this random place that's not even where we're supposed to be.
It's like out in the middle of nowhere.
So we're like, all right, this obviously isn't the place. So we're sitting there in like some field where people must have gotten murdered. And I'm sitting there like, all right, I'm just going to go inside this random building and find out where the hell we're supposed to go. Because I'm not going to sit here and play with my phone. That doesn't want to work. My phone was pissing me off so bad that I threw it against the car. Like, I fucking threw it as hard as I just threw the damn thing. I was getting so pissed off. Our daughter's cracking up in the back seat because she likes when there's chaos going on. So she sees me throw the phone and she starts laughing. I'm like, oh, jeez.
Jenna loves chaos. The crazier, the better. She gets a kick out of it. I don't get it.
She loves that shit. She's like, oh, good, he's pissed. The old man's pissed. Everybody growing up has seen their old man get pissed about stuff. You know, I was just so mad. Go inside the building. The guy gives me a card. We finally find the right place. We go there. We take care of business.
No, that's not even true because you get the card. You bring it out. Your phone still wouldn't work to get
I threw it.
New places. So that's when you said something like fucking piece of shit and you threw it. I don't know. So then I used my phone, who does not have Siri turned on, right? Yeah, I'm telling you, but the first place wouldn't come up. So I'm like, okay, I'll just go down the list. So the second place, I got it on there, and I'm like, oh, it's only 15 minutes from here. Yeah. It's not that bad. So in the back of my head, I keep thinking, why do I know this street?
Taking us the fuck home.
Why do I know this street? This street sounds so familiar. Yep. And I know damn well we've never been this way, right? So we load up the GPS or whatever, and I realize we're going home.
Yeah.
The damn GPS is taking us home. I couldn't stop laughing. I was laughing so fucking hard. Oh my god.
Dude, I was so mad, but I'll be honest with you, man. I said, if this GPS takes us somewhere different, I'm saying, fuck it, I'm not paying these taxes. It's a sign from God to say, don't fucking pay it. You got in the way this fucking long, nerd. Keep it going. So it took us to the right place. We got everything taken care of. We got the right place.
Which was down the street from where we live, which we didn't even know this, because last time we didn't. Yeah. It's been so long since we paid those damn taxes that we didn't.
It's been 4 fucking years in this bed. 4 fucking years.
We're like, what? We're like, this is not where we went last time.
I'll tell you what, though, man. It was a lot cheaper, way fucking cheaper than I thought it was going to be. So that made me happy. And we got that all taken care of. But, man, that Siri was a fucking bitch today. I was so pissed off. I threw my phone. Luckily, it didn't break or anything. I mean, I already got a fucking iPad that's fucking barely working. Just imagine if I broke my damn phone, too. I'd be in some deep shit.
I was looking at the GPS. I'm like, it's literally bringing us home. Like, we're getting closer and closer to the house. And you're like, if it brings us home, your phone's going out.
It's going out the fucking window, man. I'm done with this shit. I was just done. I was just going to kick it back in the 80s again. Just be without a phone. Just live my life again, man. Fucking start.
Luckily, we just had a turn before we got to the house. But I mean...
We took care of it.
I kept looking at that street. I'm like, I know this street. Had no idea that we could go there because it's been... Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been some years since we...
It's been a while.
Took care of this damn car, so whatever.
The thing is nice and clean again. I mean, our car's... I forgot it was white still. I went and got it washed, got the oil changed. Everything is back to normal now. I mean, it was just basically one of those vacations where you just take care of the bullshit you don't want to do throughout the week. It's been a rough couple of months for us, especially me, man. I've been on the fucking grind, so to get a nice week to take care of business is always nice. So I can't believe it's Friday though already. Seriously, it's fucking. We're already almost midway through June. Time is absolutely flying. Is your month going good so far, at least?
Yeah.
Did you watch anything this week?
No.
BFF Day was yesterday. Did you and Sherry do anything?
I sent her an emoji.
You sent an emoji. There you go.
I sent an emoji. Mm-hmm. No, what did I do? Well, we've been in and out of the fucking house so much. Then I come home and I play the game. So I think I only watched one thing, and that was the House of Hammer. About Army Hammer.
I saw that too. What did you think?
I didn't finish it yet. I still have the 30 minutes left.
Oh, so 30 minutes in the full thing, or
30 minutes on the last episode.
The last episode, okay.
Yeah. So I pretty much got the gist of it. That whole family's fucked up. I didn't know it was going to go into like his whole family thing. I always thought it was just going to be about him. So I thought it was good. It was only 3 episodes.
You remember we talked about this on the show when it was live, when the shit was happening. I remember on TMZ. I never heard of this guy before in my entire life.
I know. They kept saying what a popular actor he was.
Who the fuck is this guy?
And they were listing off stuff that he was in, and I'm like, I didn't watch
nothing
any
special.
Of that shit.
Like, there's nothing special about this fucking dude. Like seriously, he looks like a fucking walk-on character on some show that has popular people on it. And apparently
he was on like Gossip Girl. I don't remember him on that.
He was probably wallpaper in the back of the fucking there's the guy has no fucking talent. He just has a last name. That's all he's got.
What the hell else? The Facebook movie. I do remember seeing that years ago.
But he was probably fucking wallpaper. Seriously,
yeah, I don't remember him at all.
Who the fuck is this guy? Who the fuck? This guy wasn't even the most popular character in his own fucking documentary. It was his fucking grandfather was the star of his own documentary, of his own scandal. This guy was fucking... This is how insignificant this son of a bitch is. That his fucking grandfather was a star of his own fucking scandal. The grandfather comes in the second and third one, and everything about... His name is Armand Hammer.
Yeah.
So you think of Armand Hammer, the fucking, like pretty much everything, the baking soda and shit. Guy's like heir to that empire. So when they get off of the whole weird sexual kink shit that this guy's into, it gets into the grandfather stuff, and that's when the documentary gets good. Or scandal, I don't even know if you want to call it a documentary, like behind the scenes investigation, whatever you want to call it. That was when it got good. It was talking about how corrupt he was, how much power he had, and it really goes into big pharma and how much influence they have over the government and shit. This guy had a lot of power. And this was back then. You can only imagine how much it's grown over the years, And I guess anybody who's interested in watching a pretty decent, like, behind-the-scenes, real-life scandal stuff, don't even think about it. If you don't know who Armie Hammer is, he doesn't even know who the fuck he is. The guy's selling timeshare in the Cayman Islands now, and no one knows who the fuck he is. This guy can go out there with no fucking mask on, and people are like, I was going to buy from this douchebag. I don't even. To be honest with you, I don't know. I was so involved with what the grandfather was up to.
I didn't give a fuck about him.
Yeah.
See, that was the part. You and I are completely different. Like, give me the shit that's going on
the
now.
main stuff, yeah.
That, like, this was supposed to be about him, and that's what I cared about. Like, because he's a sick fuck. And I actually,
sick,
you know, they were talking about all his text messages and showing them, and the girlfriends were talking about it and all this stuff. Like, I was fully invested in, like, because it was so messed up. Then it got to the fucking that old ass shit, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck about any of these other fucking people. I do think it's messed up that each male member in that family is a fucking wreck.
Every one of them.
Every fucking male in that family had some kind of shady ass shit going on.
Money, man, it's money.
And they would get arrested and get off. All of them got off. So I'm wondering if I haven't finished this documentary. Mm-hmm. I'm wondering if this one got off or if he's still.
I'm sure he got
trouble.
off. I'm sure he got off because he's selling timeshare now in the Cayman Islands. That's the last thing I saw. It was some update. It was on TMZ. They were like, "Oh, he's selling timeshare now. Look at this fucking loser," and that was it.
So what the fuck?
He's just a sick dude, man. But the thing is I don't blame these. You know what? Whenever there's a scandal involving someone with money and influence and power, I never want to blame them for anything because you got people who are so desperate to do anything for money. These girls all were so into it until they saw another chance to get money, which is by exposing the guy. Otherwise, none of them would have fucking spoken up. They just would have accepted whatever gifts they were given. They would have accepted the torture because they were just excited to be a part of the lifestyle. I don't have any sympathy for these girls. They knew what they were. Oh, he was telling me he wanted to choke me to death, and I just thought he was showing me affection. Like, no, you stupid bitch. When someone says they want to choke you, and if you're not into that thing, that's a red flag. You leave. You immediately leave and close the DM and stop talking to the guy.
That's not true. There's abusive relationships that you
there is, but these girls. You remember the girls were saying, I thought he was just being affectionate. He was saying some horrific things, and they were like, oh, I just thought I didn't know he was really like that. He's telling you what he's about.
He was also stalking them and stuff. Like, there's shit behind it. So, they
wanted to be a part of that lifestyle. They didn't know who the fuck this guy was. They found out, he's a movie star? Okay. Yeah. These women don't give a fuck about this guy, how he lived. They just give a fuck what he could offer them. That's all it was. I have no sympathy for these hoes, man. It's the same shit with that, what the fuck was that one guy's name? The fucking movie guy. The sick fucking big fucking fat dude. You know what I'm talking about.
Weinstein?
Harvey Weinstein. Thank you. Him. Like, he was like, oh, these girls are... He was not forcing himself on these women. These women were like, hey, I want to be a movie star. He said, this is what you got to do to become a movie star. They did it and then became movie stars. After they made their money, now they want to say how bad this guy was. But they had no problem sucking his little fat dick when, his little fucking fat slob. They had no problem doing it to get those jobs. You know what I mean? It's one of those fucking things, dude, where I just don't have any sympathy for him. You never know what's true, what's not true with him. Armie Hammer's a sick fucking dude, but these women were willingly going along with it. That's why I'm kind of glad the guy got off. To be honest with you, I mean, he was doing some crazy shit. But the thing was they knew what was going on, and they just didn't want to stop because they just wanted the lifestyle. I don't know. I'm sure you disagree, though, right?
I do, but that's okay.
I know, that's fine. What else did you watch?
No, that's it. That's literally the only thing I watched. Yeah. I haven't watched any. I haven't gotten into another show or anything like that. So. Well,
unlike you, I watched quite a bit. Okay?
Oh, good.
Because that's what you're supposed to do on BFF Day. You're supposed to watch a lot of content, and there were some things watched. Not everything's gonna get a fucking review though, because not everything was decent enough. Okay, and that's just the way it is here. So House of Hammer was one of them. We already talked about that. Did watch The Mitchells versus the Machines. Did you see this one? It's like a movie that you and the kids would probably fucking like. It was an animated movie. This kid's going to college, and the dad is like, hey, we're going to spend some time together. My girl's going away. And, of course, the dad is like every other dad in these things. He's a blithering fucking idiot. They find adventure, and then it's like The Incredibles meets a bunch of other weird shit. It's one of those typical Pixar, Disney kind of movies, but... It's got some adult humor in there, here and there, but it's meant for kids. I would give it a 1 out of 5 because I don't fucking like these kinds of movies. It was just kind of one in the background. But you would definitely like that one. That's something for you and the kids.
I've never even heard of that. What the hell is that even on?
It's on Netflix. The Mitchell vs. Machines is called. What's another one here? Most Dangerous Game. This one was good. This one was on Amazon. This stars the fucking younger, less talented brother of the Thor guy from the Marvel movies. What the fuck is his name? I don't even know what the guy's name is.
You say younger, less talented?
Yeah, he's the younger, less talented Thor brother. I don't know what the fuck this guy's name is.
Liam, isn't it?
I have no idea. He's the one that got dumped by the Cyrus chick. But anyway, he's in this movie where he is like dying of cancer, and he's got no money. him and his wife are like, oh man, we're in debt. So basically they're like us. They're fucking broke, and one of them is actually dying. One of them wishes, like, I wish I was dying. This guy actually is. He wants to make things right for his family before he goes. So there's this contest where, like, you just basically sign up to be prey for people that want to hunt humans in real life. Oh, you're dying anyway. You got nothing to live for. If you survive, you win $24 million. If you lose, you don't get shit, basically. And this guy is in such a bad predicament. He's dying anyway, right? So he fucking joins this contest to try to save this money. I can't really get too much into the script without blowing it for anybody who might be interested in seeing this movie. There's a heavy spoiler that I can really get into. I'm trying to dance around, but it's a pretty decent little action flick. I mean, it offers nothing special, nothing different. It's not one of those movies that's going to like make you think or blow your mind away. But if you're into action, if you want something that's a straightforward beat 'em up kind of movie, this is going to be up your alley here. It's called Most Dangerous Game. Not like that book, Most Dangerous Game, where the fucking cuckold in the woods was getting food thrown at him. Remember that one?
Is that the name of that book?
It was Most Dangerous Game was the name of that book, yeah. So definitely not that one. Two more things here I'll talk about here. There's a movie called Buddy Games. I think you saw this one, Buddy Games. It stars like Dax Shepard, a bunch of those comedians where like they're all friends and they're going to join this friends thing together. Where it's called it's like some buddy games where it's like Olympics for friends who do stupid shit to try to win money.
I probably did.
I'm pretty sure you saw this movie. I'm like 90% sure you've seen it because I think I saw you watching it one day. And I was like, what the fuck dumb shit is this?
Yeah.
Wish I would have took my own advice. It had a couple of decent laughs in there. It's got Nick Swartzen in it, who I find hilarious. I think he's funny in pretty much everything he's in. So there were a few laughs in here, but it was just one of those comedies that just doesn't really like hold your attention. Just like a lot of them don't really. It takes a special kind of comedy to hold my interest, you know. This is just one of those ones where you look up, it's boring, you look up again, there's something funny, you laugh, you watch for a few minutes. You're not going to miss anything if you don't pay attention to this one. And my last movie here is Nefarious. This is the movie where you see the little previews for it, and you see a lot of things about this movie. It's one of those underground movies by... Actually, weird connection to the show. A friend on Twitter is actually a regular guest on the guy's show who wrote the fucking script for this movie. So that's one of those weird things here. And the guy wrote this script, and it's been all over the place. And I don't know if it's because of the people that follow us and we follow back that I see all these fucking ads for it. But I couldn't get away from this movie, so it piqued my curiosity. Like, I want to see what it's all about. And then when I looked it up, I was reading people's first-hand responses like, oh, the movie's really low budget, but it's got a powerful message in there. Really powerful message, you know. And it really wasn't in a lot of theaters. It wasn't really promoted very well outside of Twitter and things like that. But I checked this movie out. It finally came up on the free site. Watched it yesterday, and the first thing that struck me was, man, this shit is low budget. It was really fucking low budget. It was really bad. Like, I know you would have been like, what the fuck is this? It looked like a college film. Yeah. A bunch of college students made this shit with like their parents' allowance. The acting was worse. The acting was really fucking bad. And some of the dialogue was so long that I lost interest very quickly. I mean, these guys were just going on diatribes back and forth, saying random shit that meant nothing to me. And I know it's supposed to be this heavy faith religion-based movie, but it was too much or just not clear enough for me. I couldn't understand what the hell was going on. I had to ask, like, what the fuck are they talking about? What is this? What is this? I was completely lost in this movie. I didn't get the message. Thought it was extremely boring. I thought it was fucking terrible. Nothing redeeming about this at all. Really, it was just a bad fucking movie.
So you watched nothing good?
No, some of these were pretty decent. Like I actually consider yesterday to be a good day of watching stuff, but nothing blew my socks off. I mean, maybe I'm just spoiled still because I did watch a lot of great things prior to this week. But nothing really stood out as like a great, like, you have to watch this movie. You got to, go out of your way to watch this. Nefarious was fucking terrible, though, man. It was terrible. Some people might, but I don't want to say don't watch this movie because me personally, I would give this a 1 out of 5. It was that bad for me, but someone else can get 5 out of 5 and see something different out of it because it's all what you take out of the movie. So I did ask my BFF to give her thoughts on the movie because I didn't like it. Mm-hmm. I didn't like it. She said it's not the best movie with the best production and the best cast, but it has a very serious message. So she got the message. I didn't. We need to be more aware of what we open ourselves to and what's going on around us spiritually. It's a spiritual battle we're fighting, whether we know it or not. So, I mean, it's She got something out of it. I didn't. It's just one of those things where you have to understand if you're into religion, if you're into that kind of thing, or you just go into it with an open mind and just watch the fucking movie. Maybe you'll get something from it. I just didn't. I can't.
Does not sound like a good movie for me.
It wasn't a good movie for me either, and I thought I would get more out of it. I just didn't get anything out of it. But that's all I watched. Did you see this video going around about this 8-foot fucking alien that was supposedly found in some?
Oh, I thought it was
town?
10 foot.
Well, there was an 8 and 10 foot. It was mentioned in the video, which is, and this is just some crazy shit there. People might not have seen this, but there's a video circulating about this UFO. Supposedly, there was like a light in this video going down, and it struck in some town, and it shows the cops going after it.
Yes, the police body cam video.
Did you?
I have the article here, and I was waiting for.
All right, then we'll save it for the show. Then
okay.
Let's go ahead and get because like that's going to take us some time here. I have some thoughts about this.
Well. If you want, I had it saved for next week.
No, then Monday. All right, then go ahead and read it now.
Read it now?
Yeah, jump on into it real quick.
Oh, okay. Las Vegas was the site of an alien investigation in May after officers responded to a call about a possible extraterrestrial sighting moments after something was seen falling from the sky. Body cam footage from the Las Vegas Metro Police Department obtained by 8 News Now shows a glowing unidentified object hurling toward the ground while an officer was out on an unrelated call. About 40 minutes later, a 911 call from a nearby resident came through dispatch from someone claiming to have seen a pair of giant creatures in their backyard after whatever crash landed hit the ground. There's like an 8-foot person beside it and another one beside it, and it has big eyes and it's looking at us and it's still there, said the caller. In my backyard. I swear to God, this is not a joke. We're terrified.
Listen.
Okay. All right. See, like I said, I was saving this for next week, so I haven't proofread this. I have no idea what the fuck. I haven't watched the video, nothing.
Was that it for the article?
No. Oh, no.
Okay, keep going.
They're very large. They're like 8 foot, 9 foot, 10 foot. They look like aliens to us, they added. Big eyes and a big mouth. They're shiny eyes, and they're not human. 100% they're not human. Another pair of officers were then dispatched to the home of the call. One of them can be heard talking about their nerves, about what they'll find at the house while en route to the location. I have butterflies, bro. I can't even imagine. Everyone saw a shooting star, and these people say there's aliens in their backyard.
I don't know.
This is like some fucked up movie. He could be heard saying before meeting up with the family who reported the sighting about an hour after the call was made. An hour? Dude, they had aliens in their backyard. Hurry the fuck up.
But, I mean, you get that call and you're eating donuts. Be like, I'm going to finish my donut. Because
an hour later?
I don't believe in this shit.
They could have been abducted, man.
And then, you know what?
Probed.
There's no one to tell on you that you came too late. Just be like, oh, I never got that call. Or I showed up on time and there was no one there.
It was like a big creature, around 10 feet tall. One of the people at the home can be heard telling the officers, one of whom tells the group, I'm not going to BS you guys. One of my partners said they saw something fall out of the sky too, so that's why I'm kind of curious. Police then took a look around the yard, but the footage wasn't shared with the public since it was on private property. That's some shady shit.
Bullshit.
They didn't find anything at the scene, however. Although we can't know because they won't show the video of what they saw at the scene.
You gotta prove this shit to me, man.
As they left, one of the cops quipped, if those 9-foot beings come back, don't call us. Deal with it yourself. I ain't dealing with that. 8 News Now said they had been investigating the incident for about a week now, but have no concrete answers. Their anchors explained that bystanders did notice an SUV driving around the area around the time of the incident, speculating someone could have possibly retrieved whatever fell from the sky. The case has since been closed. The footage has gone viral online, with the station's video racking up more than 1.8 million views in 19 hours, and that's the end of the story.
Listen, I'm not going to talk much about this, because as you were talking about this, I was just getting more and more aggravated, because I just saw the video, and I'm like, alright, this is just stupid. But now that you're talking about this, I'm like, man, this was reported on the news, it's on a website now, with an article attached to it. People are treating this like legitimate news. When has this ever been legitimate news in the past? It's always been on the back of those fucking magazines that you see at the supermarket. My mom used to buy them with Bat Boy in the cover.
Yeah.
All these weird things like a fucking superheroes, like real life people and shit. You're like, all right. And Men in Black said that they were the real newspapers. They were a fucking joke. Now this shit's getting reported on real news. You got Tucker Carlson going on Twitter talking about UFOs and shit. people want to believe in this so bad. I mean, I want to believe in this. So I want 9-foot-tall creatures to just obliterate this fucking country, planet, whatever. Just get rid of the Earth, okay? Just fucking blow us up and move on to the next place and take it over. We don't deserve it. We need to go. We need this shit to end. I mean, we're fucking worthless human beings, and we just wasted a beautiful opportunity, and look what we're doing with it. That said, I don't believe in this, and I feel like it's just another diversion because if this shit was real, the government would never let you openly talk about it. You're telling me they want speech suppressed so badly now, but they're going to let the secret they've been trying to keep under wraps since the 50s and 60s. Remember they were talking about UFOs and what the fuck was it? Like that one place they were like, oh, not even the president ever goes there, but that's where all the secrets, Area 51. And they're talking about all this stuff, and it's just like, listen, man. That was always a myth, but now all of a sudden it's like every day now. Every day there's we saw the UFOs.
Slowly all coming out now.
All of a sudden, I don't believe
it. So
it.
that one day they can just be like, yeah, they've been here for.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Decades.
No, this is a diversion because you got fires in Canada.
But if they do it slowly, if they release things slowly and get people used to the idea, maybe they're thinking, well, people won't get so terrified and freaked out if we just slowly.
I don't think that's the case.
Release all this stuff.
I don't think that's the case. I think the real case is you got fires in Canada. You got the air supply fucking deteriorating around the country in most parts. You've got 200,000 cows were slaughtered because of global climate change, whatever the fuck they're trying to say, even though it's really the food supply. Trying to vaccinate chickens and shit. I mean, this is some crazy stuff that they're doing behind the scenes, but people are like, ooh, aliens. And you got all these podcasts. You got Tucker Carlson wasting 10 minutes on Twitter talking about this shit. I just don't see the point in talking about aliens until you see a fucking orb in the sky that is fucking talking in some weird language and shooting laser beams and blowing up shit. Then we worry. As of right now, I ain't worried about a fucking alien. And you know what? If they're here, then good. Let them just accelerate the process. Stop fucking waiting. Just do it. Just blow us the fuck up and move the fuck on. Please, you cowards in the sky. Just do it. Until then, we need to focus on the real problems that's going on here. And that's what we're going to do on the show today. But before we get into that, let them know what they can do with themselves.
Yeah, right.
You like that little segue there?
It's June 9th. It's Donald Duck Day and National Strawberry Rhubarb Pie Day. June 10th is Ballpoint Pen Day, National Black Cow Day, National Iced Tea Day, World Bike Naked Day, and World Doll Day. June 11th is Corn on the Cob Day, Dirty Book Day, National Cotton Candy Day,
Dirty Book Day,
and Right to Your Father Day.
What's Dirty Book Day?
I don't know.
Is it the kind of stuff they try to force on the children in
elementary
school, or?
Dude, okay. I don't know. But I will say this. We went grocery shopping today, and I did see the cotton candy Oreos. They're right there on the end cap today.
You also saw something else too. The cereal. The
icy cereal I was talking about. I love that.
You bring the shit to the market.
I bring the shit, the news to everybody, and then I go to the store and, oh, yep, there it is.
That Slice soda?
Guess who mentioned it?
What was it, that 7-Up soda or whatever it was? Slice?
Starry.
Starry
was, I think that was Coke. Mm-hmm. Yeah, starting to see all the products that I was talking about, like, on the shelves. That was pretty cool. Not stuff I would try, but I did see it.
Obviously.
There you go.
That's it.
Yeah, I went through 3 days, man.
Oh my goodness, those are the fastest days ever. I love them so much, but not as much as your favorite sponsor of the show, our friends over at Built Bar. Yes, ma'am, that's BUILT.com. Makes the finest protein bars of all time. My personal favorite being the Brownie Batter Puff. But we do have another one that's coming out. This one could be a top contender. You know I love me some cookies and cream, right? Mm-hmm. They've got the cookies and cream bar and puff right now. That one is on the market, people, and there's a fresh supply of cookies and cream bars and puffs. You got to check them out, man. If you don't like the bars, get the puffs. If you like them both, then get them both because they're on sale for a limited time. You can use our code VOM Show to save 15% on your order. And you can also get free shipping on your order. So go to thebuilt.com and check it out, please. And let them know that Nerdette sent you because they really do love your segment. I don't know if I tell you enough, but they really do love your segment, okay? And I love Built Bars, man. They have the most tasty stuff. And we just had the orange bars. I know next week the Snickerdoodle Chunk Puffs are coming out. And there's a new special flavor. So I can't believe the one that's coming out next week. I'm excited to talk about it. I wish I could talk about it now. But it was Roger Rabbit's favorite thing in the world. That's all I'm going to say, people. That's a hint. That's your teaser for the bar that's coming out next week. Roger Rabbit's favorite food. I know someone's going to guess it, but I didn't say it, so I didn't spill the beans. I just gave a hint.
I used to love that movie as a kid, like when I was younger. Oh my god, it was great.
I used to love that fucking movie too, man. Who was your favorite character in that?
Roger Rabbit.
Was it Roger Rabbit? I always like the bad guy. Remember me, Eddie?
Oh no, he terrified me.
Killed your brother?
Nope, terrified me.
Christopher Lloyd.
Oh my god, he did that voice, and then
his eyes bugged out.
His eyes, and oh my god,
he was a scary fuck, man.
He was something else, man. Oh my god, I forgot about it. You did the voice pretty good, man.
That was a fucking scary son of a bitch, man. I could do it better, but today I just have no energy,
I'm sure if we watched that movie now, it would look stupid. But that terrified me.
I don't know. I think it would age well. I think it would. They put a lot of money into that movie.
Oh, and the fucking car was awesome, too.
Weren't they doing another one of those?
Oh, I have no idea.
I could have swore. Well, the Beetlejuice 2 was underway.
Yeah, and they're doing a really good job with it, so good for them.
Michael Keaton won't shut up. He's so excited about it.
I know.
He's like spoiling scenes like, this is what we just did the other day.
No, shut up, dude.
Stop Beetlejuice. You say Beetlejuice 3 times to send him back. All right, so someone's waiting for their birthday present, and Florida man came prepared, so happy birthday to you from the Voices of Misery. And this Florida man was accused of a bizarre crime spree that included trying to kiss an elderly woman. He racked up 19 charges in less than an hour. I don't know if he's going for a record or what. But this Florida man's crime spree started with him exposing himself at a flea market, then stripping naked, stealing a car, and committing various other criminal acts before he was arrested less than an hour later in Escambia County. Deputies said the first call they received about 23-year-old LaHorace Pickett Jr. came in at LaHorace. Where do you think that name originated from?
Stop doing that with me.
What?
With these freaking names. Where do you think it comes from? I
think it's Middle Eastern. LaHorace, is that LaHorace Pickett Jr.? So this came at around 11:15 a.m. Wednesday from a diner inside T&W Flea Market in Pensacola, where witnesses reported Pickett jumped on a coin machine while kicking and punching it, then went to the ground where he exposed himself and started screaming, "Call the cops, the dead are rising."
Oh, God.
From there, he jumped on a customer's shoulders and attacked a worker who was behind the counter, grabbing her, then punching her when she pushed him away. The deputy said he was chased out of the diner and went out to the parking lot, stripped naked again, and stole... So at least he had the decency to strip naked and get dressed again, just so he could strip again later. He stole someone's Chevrolet Sonic, so he's got terrible taste in cars. Along with his clothes, he also left behind a bag containing a pistol. At 11:35 a.m., a call came in from an elderly woman who was a few blocks away who said Pickett approached her in the car, grabbed her hair and tried to kiss her, then picked up a piece of concrete and threatened to kill her.
Jeez.
This guy's all over the place, man. He had a bag of synthetic marijuana on him, and he had a throwing star, handgun ammunition, and some other weird items.
Throwing stars.
But yeah, they got it. He was charged with 19 different things here. There's so much shit here. But this Florida man is epic, and I guess he set the record for most times arrested most charges within an hour racked up. 19 charges, different things.
See, now this is a good birthday story.
Yeah. Well, you're not a fan of social media much, right?
No, not really.
You do have a Facebook account that's pretty locked down. What do you think about Instagram? Do you have any strong thoughts about that or no?
No, I've never used it, so I have no idea. No.
Well, they're in some hot water right now because the social media platform has been accused of helping to facilitate connections between a vast pedophile network.
What?
According to a report from the Wall Street Journal and academic researchers. This is kind of crazy, man. There was and there's been a couple of hashtags too. There was one about Call of Duty apparently too, about groomers and shit, which is, I don't know what the hell was going on there. But this one was bigger because Instagram is used by how many millions of people? I mean, I think, what's her name? Kim Kardashian herself has like 300 million followers on the website. Just kind of goes to show how many people are on this fucking thing. But the journal, alongside researchers at Stanford University and the University of Massachusetts Amherst, reported that Instagram allowed and promoted accounts that openly buy and commission underage sex content. So Instagram connects pedophiles and guides them to content sellers via recommendation systems that excel at linking those who share niche interests, the journal and the academic researchers found. The researchers found that Instagram enabled people to search explicit hashtags such as pedo, whore, and preteen sex, and connected them to accounts that use the terms to advertise child sex material for sale. So this is openly going on. They have language that they use. Accounts would post menus that offered inappropriate content, including imagery of the minor performing acts with animals. And this is on Instagram. Fucking Instagram, man. Absolutely insane. Other menus reportedly offered videos of children hurting themselves or meetups with children. Child exploitation is a horrific crime, said Meta, the parent company of Instagram. We're continuously investigating ways to actively defend against this kind of behavior. But you would think that they would have a way to stop this, right? I mean, explicit photos, you try to post something, you're immediately seeing a warning. It's like, hey, you sure you want to post this? I mean, like, if I go on Twitter and say the F word, before I hit the button, it's going to say, hey, other people don't like this word. Or so say something stupid. How come you can post these images with those words? How come that's just freely allowed on Instagram with no one really apparently watching until it's too late and someone finds it? So the social media giant added that it had removed 27 pedophile networks. 27 networks. That's crazy. And has reportedly taken down hashtags used by pedophiles in response to the journal's report. Instagram also took other steps to limit the reach of abusive content. According to the journal, the Stanford Internet Observatory identified 405 accounts that sold self-generated child sex material, accounts that claim to be operated by children. So they're trying to say that they're kids operating these sites, but obviously they're not. This is fucking crazy. Here we go. Stanford research has also found there was less child material on Twitter than on Instagram. The material on Twitter was also taken down faster than Instagram ever did. So Instagram's problem comes down to content discovery features, the ways topics are recommended, and how much the platform relies on search and links between accounts. You have to put guardrails in place for something that growth intensive to still be nominally safe, and Instagram hasn't done that. In one instance, an activist said that Instagram responded to a report of a post of a young girl with a sexually graphic caption that the post did not violate the platform's guidelines. The activist also received an automated message when reporting a post caption, "This teen is ready for you pervs," the journal reported.
What the fuck?
The FBI's not even looking into this. This is crazy, man. But people found out about this and now are rightfully outraged and going after Instagram. So how long has this been going on?
I don't know. That's crazy.
And how weird is it? Because, like, I'll search Instagram every now and then just to see what the heck's going on. And never once in a million years have you ever seen any of this stuff pop up. So where is it? You have to actually search for this crap. Which means it should be easy to find the people that are looking for it, because if a small subsection of the internet that are on your site are looking at weird shit, all right, bam, we got the accounts. They just didn't care to search. They didn't care. There's no one monitoring it. I mean,
I don't know.
How can you have images of children sitting up there for this long?
Yeah.
On a fucking big ass website like this isn't some mom and pop website. Instagram, owned by Meta, billion-dollar company, multi-billion-dollar company, and this kind of shit goes on. And all of a sudden, it's like the journal had to report it for them to even look into this shit, which means they didn't care. Oh, you found that? I mean, that's like a fucking kid having a porno mag under the bed. The mom finds it when she's cleaning the room, and he's like, oh, I don't know how that got there. Oh, that must have just fallen out of fucking nowhere. That's the kind of shit that Instagram's having. That's the same reaction they're having to this. It's only bad when you get caught, right? I don't understand this, man. How this website is even allowed to operate is ridiculous, because you got them going after Pornhub for having, like, you know, adults and other shit. I forgot what the hell the thing was with Pornhub. I can't remember the exact story behind it, but they went after them pretty hard. But yet Instagram has this shit freely on their website, but they also help influence elections, so maybe that's why they get away with it. And the people that are running in these elections are the people benefiting the most from these child fucking trafficking websites. So maybe there's something more to it, you think?
Dude, I don't know. That's
fucking crazy. It's crazy to think that this shit's going on.
Yeah.
And it's fucking disgusting.
Oh, God.
What do you got?
Well, it's happening again. Mysterious food deliveries are showing up in a Highland Park neighborhood, with residents receiving lattes, burgers, and other food they never ordered or purchased. I don't understand why this shit keeps happening. This is the third time I'm bringing this up this year. Just this year alone. The neighborhood is no stranger to the phenomenon, however, having been bombarded with random deliveries back in March before a slight pause. Now residents say the unsolicited deliveries are showing up at their doorsteps once again. Oftentimes the names on the orders don't match anyone at the residence. Some recipients don't even have Uber Eats accounts. It's 5 McDonald's orders, one a day, with a little kid-sized milk in them, Richie Colcher said of the deliveries he's been receiving. He lives on Avenue 50, where food orders are coming in for him daily. His home security camera captures drivers delivering to his home every day last week, with orders being dropped throughout all hours of the day. Colcher said the first time random orders began showing up at his house was back in February, lasting all through March. He eventually experienced a reprieve from the phantom deliveries, but not for long. So it started in February, went all of March, so that's a month and a half. And now he's getting it again. So Colcher said he mainly received items from Starbucks in March. At one point, he received 13 orders over a 2-day span. Colcher showed a photo of Starbucks delivery bags taking over his kitchen counter. He eventually placed a sign on his door telling Uber Eats not to deliver anything to his doorstep. He said that appeared to stop the food for a while until late May. Nobody knows why, and it's half funny and half really annoying.
Oh, man.
Just around the block from Colcher lives Caroline Aguirre, who was also bombarded with his random food deliveries. After a short pause, she also began receiving them again in June. Both of them were French fries from Colonel Sanders, said Aguirre. When asked about their theories behind the relentless deliveries, Aguirre said, I think it's publicity for Uber Eats. Colcher, however, believes it's credit card fraud. I think it's low-grade criminals trying to scam credit cards and see if they work, he said, which is actually really, that makes sense. Uber is aware of the situation and has responded by saying the reports of unsolicited deliveries are concerning. We have banned accounts related to the recent orders in Highland Park and continue to take action. Uber has dedicated public safety team that is standing by to work with the police. They're investigating the deliveries, but so far it does not believe it's a phishing scam, and the company says it's also not a publicity stunt. So why does this keep happening? These people just keep getting these fucking deliveries all fucking hours.
I don't get it. Someone has to be doing this as like a
prank.
So
from February to March, then it started up again in May, and it's going in June. So, and then it stops, and then it comes back.
Would it bother you that much, seriously, to get a free cup of coffee every day or something? I just wouldn't drink it. I would just pour it out. It takes 2 seconds. People are just really letting this shit get to them. Like, why am I getting free shit? Like, it's free shit. Just take it.
Oh, God. It's weird.
As long as it's not annoying free shit. Like, oh, man, someone's sending me like 15 cans of sardines every day. What the fuck am I going to do with all this shit?
Although I wonder if it's hurting them anyway. Like, if they want to order something from Uber Eats, and Uber Eats, it's Highland Park again. Nope. Yeah. Gotta ignore that.
He doesn't tip.
I don't know.
Yeah, that is kind of weird. I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess I wouldn't be too mad. It is free shit. The shit that you're not using.
Yeah, you're going to get a kid's meal from McDonald's.
I was just giving it to one of the kids. So here, eat this fucking thing. But then again, you can't trust it because you're like, where's this coming from? Why is it coming? Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one. All right, so this one came from Not Jerome Powell on Twitter. I hope it's not Jerome Powell. He's an asshole, terrible politician. But here we go. Listen, it said Not Jerome Powell. It's a parody account. So very good. I love these parody accounts. They do some really good work on there. They basically pretend to be someone of influence and power. As long as you put the word parody in there, it's allowed. You can use their pictures and everything and tweet as them as long as you have the word parody. So it's pretty good stuff. So here we go. Oregon Dean of Students promotes an LGBTQ emergency fund. Sex toy shop to students. Because why wouldn't you need this on campus, right? A sex toy shop for students. Really funny thing, by the way, here. We're at Walmart today. And we were walking through we were just walking down the aisle like we normally do. We always make it the same, like, up and down routines. And I'm like, dude, they're selling vibrators at fucking Walmart. Eye level with, like, the soap and the shampoo. And the second I said that word, you jumped. Your eyes, like, leapt up. So I think I know what to get you for Christmas.
No. Because it's Walmart.
I know.
And I'm like, wait,
so
what?
Weird.
And whatever.
Isn't that the weirdest thing? It's on the shelf in Walmart. Like, you could pick it up and look at the fucking thing and, like, read the back of the labels. And kids, there's no age limit on that area. You go walk around Walmart freely, and they're just selling these things out in the open. Isn't that the weirdest thing? Because I remember back when I was a kid, you go to the freaking video store, and even like they're all in the back. You have to walk through the beads. Like my mom would say, "Hey, go look at the fucking Nintendo games. I'm going to go behind those beads for a minute." And you're like, "Where the fuck is she going?" That's where she was going. Now the shit is out there in the open. Do you think if they had video stores now with the way they're trying to force kids into this lifestyle, do you think they would even have that up there? It would just be up on the walls. Kids can just come in now. Yeah. Fucking crazy. But anyway, here's the topic from our friend Not Jerome Powell. The University of Oregon is offering an emergency fund for trans-identified students. So you have to be a trans-identified student, which is just going to make all of them just want to fucking pretend so they can get in here. And I guarantee you, the University of Oregon gets a check for every single person that identify. How many can you turn? How much you want to bet? How much you want to fucking bet they're doing that shit? That's going to be the next thing. That's my next prediction. That's going to be in the fucking news. So anyway, this is for trans-identified students, an emergency fund, because this is an emergency for them to attain gender-affirming resources, including sex toys and trans vocal sessions. So you want to learn how to speak like a woman. They're gonna have vocal sessions. That the fact that you have to have vocal sessions is the fact that you're admitting that you're not this thing and you're pretending to be it. So why are we trying to use that inclusive language like you are what you say you are because you say you're it, but yet you have to take classes to become the thing that you know you're not. None of it makes any sense. Like none of the trans shit makes any sense to me. It just doesn't. So anyway, the public university allows these students to request financial assistance to cover their treatments, support, and resources under the Gender Affirming Support Fund. The form is processed through the Office of the Dean of Students in coordination with the Financial Aid Office. The application describes the fund as an opportunity for these students at the University of Oregon to request emergency funding one time during each academic year to pay for items that impact their sexuality or gender identity. The fund cannot be used to pay for useful things like textbooks, tuition, or university fees. Instead, the application points students to a different form. In the application form, they must present their gender identity, the anticipated cost per item, and the circumstances prompting them to apply. So these resources are basically sex toys. That's exactly what things for kink. People have ordered outfits, spiked items, you name it. You can order it on this website. Oils and shit like that. I never thought in a million years we would get to this point. I mean, is there anything you can add to this? I mean, I feel like I've said enough just by reading the fucking topic, how disgusting this is.
What the hell do you want me to say, man?
These kids are getting a fund.
I don't know.
Only for the trans kids. So if you're a normal kid out there that just wants one of these items, you can't have it because you don't identify as this. So right there, you're just causing a big problem. Because if you got someone from the university that wants this...
But it doesn't make any sense. It's not necessities.
It's not a necessity. Why is it only for the trans kids? Why are they the only ones that get the favoritism, that gets the extra funds?
But you can't use it for school books or anything?
How much money is allotted towards this little special project of theirs?
Are there funds for women?
No, of course not.
Women who need, menstrual things and stuff like that?
They have to deal with it themselves. But yet these mentally
that's a necessity.
insane idiots
these guys can go buy toys?
Vibrators online using school funds.
Yeah, I got nothing to say. That's dumb. It's fucking stupid.
I mean...
I don't know. I don't know. There's nothing to say anymore. It's just whatever.
Absolutely speechless on this. I mean, this is... If you don't see the problem with this, then there's something wrong with you, the individual listening to this right now. If you don't see a problem with this, like, hey, well, what's the problem? How come trans kids can't get a one-time stipend every year to pay for their sex toys?
Get a fucking job.
That's a personal item. That's something that you would purchase.
It's a personal item for fun. It's not a necessity.
Yeah. Well, they take
buying
that fun...
outfits and toys and shit. Get the fuck out of here.
All you're doing is contributing to their mental illness, and that's the point of this. They're contributing and affirming mental illness, and they want to create more. That's why they're saying, hey, if you identify...
That's stupid.
What kind of proof do you need when you identify? You just say you identify, and we have to just affirm it because those are the rules that they laid out. So, I mean, you can't just show up and be like some dude like, yeah, I just want to go get a sex toy. What do you identify as? I'm trans. Okay, you go in there, you get your toy, you leave, and you're a guy again because you got what you wanted. I mean, is that what they want? It is want the person to say they are to check the box off? Do you have to... Where's the catch in this is what I'm asking, because they're going to give you funds, which means I guarantee your social security number's tied up to this somehow. It's going to give you free money. You're already registered with the school. They're going to get your name and information.
But maybe the school gets something.
The school absolutely gets something.
So that's why they're doing it, because they're getting money. The more transgender students that they have, they're probably getting more money.
But I don't think the Democrats want people checking in and checking out.
Because I'll say this, I know damn well that these schools get something when Jenna takes a test. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not stupid. Mm-hmm. That's why she has to be put through all this shit. Yeah. Because the lower she scores, the more money they fucking get. The more funding and blah, 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 blah. Which, I mean, for her, obviously it's a good thing. That's the aids and the extra teaching and whatever. But that's what's happening with the schools. The schools, the more, I guarantee, the more of these kids that are in their school, the more money they're fucking getting.
Same thing with hospitals and COVID. Same thing with the hospital does in COVID.
Right.
Put them on a respirator.
So the more numbers you write down, the more funding you get. So it's just whatever.
But where's the catch going to come, though? Eventually, they're going to want something for these funds that they're just giving out. Oh, well, you know, we saw that you claim this transgender thing, but you haven't got your sex change yet. When are you going to do it?
Oh, that would be nice. That would be nice.
How come you haven't gotten these hormone injections? You haven't gotten updated.
You either get that shit or you owe us all this money that we gave you.
Exactly. They're going to come. They're not just going to give free money. I mean, it might start that way. Just like it did, remember with COVID? Oh, this is a voluntary thing. Go ahead and get it, and you guys can be entered in this lottery. No catch. We're never going to enforce this. What happened 2 months later when no one was getting the fucking thing? They forced it on everybody. There's something weird going on with this trans shit. They're going to force it on these people. Eventually, the fun is going to stop. You can't just be a prisoner and say, oh, I'm a girl now, ha, and start beating up on these girls and getting them pregnant. Eventually, they're going to say, all right, you become a girl, now you have to get this surgery within 72 hours. They're going to do it, and they're going to call a lot of people's bluffs because they want to create these people. They're going to tie you down to this thing. They're going to make you get it. Another bold prediction for me on the show. But I do have an update here for you. Are you ready for this update? Mm-hmm. I did tell you about the California teacher who was doing that weird shit with the sex toys, right? Yeah. All right, so here we go. She's been placed on leave.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's it. Uh-huh. Because she's doing what they told her to do. That's why she's on leave only. And here's the whole article here over a video showing her teaching students about toys, sex toys, and discussing sexual pleasure for the prostate. Her name is Judy Reberg. She's a physiology and AP environmental science teacher at El Dorado High School in Placentia. Has been placed on administrative leave after parents who viewed the footage sounded off about the content in her class. So it took the parents finding this content that a student had to sneak record for them to find out about it, because this is not getting sent home with the parents' curriculum. Otherwise, they would have raised a fit earlier. Why are they sneaking this kind of shit in there? You know, they never talked to me about this when I was in school. Did they teach you about this shit?
No.
What happened?
Absolutely not.
What happened recently? District employees are trusted to exercise professional judgment when deciding whether or not a particular issue is suitable for study or discussion, stated Alicia Griffiths, a spokesperson for the Placentia Yorba High School. In the classroom, employees act on behalf of the district and are expected to follow the adopted curriculum, and they should not advocate personal opinions or viewpoints. In a video secretly recorded by a student, Reberg describes how to pleasure a partner during anal and discusses where to buy the toys. And what college to go to if you want to get the fucking stipend for the toys, I'm sure. So this is her verbatim words in the video. Here's where the prostate is. So you don't have to go inside the booty hole. So you use the term booty hole because if you're a teacher, I mean, why not use scientific terms such as booty hole? You can actually just push on the seam, and that stimulates the prostate gland as well. And they apparently really like that, Reberg told her students. So you're talking to students about them and the way they get down. Why is it important for these students to learn how they do it? It's supposed to be a tailor-made class because you're talking to boys and girls. That's why they separate the two. Boys and girls. You teach the boys about the boy stuff and the girls about the girl stuff. That's how it was when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. So who is they? And why are you talking about the way they do it to a bunch of kids that aren't they? It just doesn't make any sense to me. It just doesn't. That's why for male and female, anal sex is still pleasurable because of the fact that it hits the prostate and there's a lot of nerve endings in your booty as well, the teacher continued. So the girls, the G-spot, prostate, they're equivalent to each other. The teacher went on to inform students that both Target and CVS now sell sex toys, which I didn't know either. I didn't know they did as well. Target.
Jesus Christ.
CVS sells them now.
Are you serious?
This world's all about just getting off.
So you gotta be careful where you're freaking bringing your kids now?
I had no idea CVS did it.
Well, like you said, we saw it at Walmart today.
We saw at Walmart, right there in the pharmaceutical stuff. There was the vibrators sitting right there.
Walking right by, literally, I'm picking up deodorant, and you're seeing that.
That's the weirdest thing. I'm like, wow, really? It's right next to the shampoo.
Fucking bizarre. What the fuck is
happening? It's happening rapidly.
Like, what happened to the adult world, man?
Seriously, what happened? That's what these places were for. You go to the adult place for the adult stuff. You keep it out of common places where children are going to be.
I lived across the street from it.
I know.
There were stores.
It was right there. There were tons of them. They're big business in New York, adult world.
I don't understand. If we had those type of stores, why is it coming into these retail stores where you sell toys?
Like, and it says what the thing is.
Children toys, like that, and baby clothes. Why is that in the same store? That's weird.
It doesn't look like a flashlight. It's shaped just like what you would think one would look like, you know. And it has what it is on the box advertised. It's right there in Walmart. Ugh. It's not even a special section. It's right there, you know. I don't like it. I feel like if you're going to have a specialty shop for that stuff, that's where you go for kink. Yeah. A kink shop. I mean, I have no problem with those stores. It creates more jobs.
Or order it online. I don't want to be seeing it when I go shopping.
Yeah, order it online. No one wants to see that shit in the grocery store. Like, oh, I'm going to go pick up some steak and a vibrator at Walmart. I mean, I know they sell everything already, but still, come on. So Target has them. Seriously, if you go to Target and go over to where the tampons and pads are, they have a box and you open it up and bam, there's a toy inside. CVS has them too. They have a lot of them, apparently, according to Reberg, appearing to respond to a student's comment. And so that's why when you look at the toys, a lot of them look like this. And the reason is for finding that spot I told you about. That's the teacher. Going on and on and on. But yeah, she was basically kicked out of school temporarily. She'll be back. She hasn't been fired. And you know she'll be back because she's doing the right thing. In their eyes, she's doing the right thing. She's teaching the lessons to the people that supposedly need to hear this stuff. I don't understand the need for influencing, man. I mean, you have to just let this shit happen. If a person's going to grow up and be a certain way, they're going to grow up and be that way. Why do you have to push them in either direction? You know, I don't get it. Men and women are naturally attracted to each other. That's the way it's supposed to be. But if one of them strays, then let them stray. Why do you have to stray them that direction? You're not herding cattle here. You're letting people grow up and be who they're supposed to be. I don't understand the constant push for trying to get to the kids when they're young. Why do you want to create more of these things? Why do you want this shit to be such a fucking prevalent thing in our society? Just let it happen. If it's going to happen, let it happen naturally. That's the way it should be, right? If this is the way you are, then you don't need any coercion or anything. You just let it happen. Oh, I'm living my authentic self. No, your authentic self is the one you chopped up and became this fucking weirdo, fucking pseudo version of what you think a woman is. That's not being, I need people to appreciate me for me. You couldn't appreciate you for you. That's why you fucking changed everything about yourself and cut your body up, you fucking weirdo. I have no respect for these people. I think it's disgusting. I think it's nasty that you go to Walmart now and you bring your child there. You can't, where can you bring your children? Drag queen. You can't bring to a fucking library anymore. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what kind of world are we living in? It's happening so fast. So fast now. I mean, you can't even go to a fucking Walmart anymore. CVS of all places. A very small store like that, you have to leave your kid in a running car. Yeah. while you run in there because there's shit in there that they shouldn't be seeing at such a young age. You know, it's just a fucking disgusting world. It really is, man. If you don't see a problem with that, I just don't know what to tell you.
Oh, God.
What do you got?
I have Coca-Cola. They're coming out with another new flavor. So hear it here first, people. Hear it here first. And then when I go to Walmart next time, I'm going to look on the shelf for it. Yeah. So Coca-Cola is launching a new limited edition flavor for gamers, a demographic increasingly pursued by mainstream food and beverage brands. For this new flavor, called Coca-Cola Ultimate, the soda maker partnered with Riot Games, which publishes the multiplayer online battle arena game League of Legends. Ultimate will be available in US and Canadian stores starting June 12th for a limited time in regular and zero sugar varieties. Globally, it's available just in the zero sugar, and it's rolling out this week. Coca-Cola, a few years ago, slashed its portfolio to focus on its core brands, including Coke, but full sugar soda has been a sleepy category for years, so Coca-Cola has to work to get new people into the mix. The line of abstract flavors, each paired with a digital experience, is designed to drum up excitement for Coke among younger consumers by focusing on music and online games. Ultimate is supposed to appeal to gamers in particular, and like most of Coke's other limited edition beverages, the actual flavor will remain under wraps. So we have no fucking idea what the hell this is supposed to taste like. We know it's a new flavor though, so no idea what the fuck's in it. Ultimate is supposed to offer drinkers the taste of experience points, which are earned by League of Legends players based on how much time they spend playing the game.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, there's going to be a QR code on the bottle, which directs people to an ultimate Instagram filter. And there's a bit emoji, I guess, an in-game reaction bitmoji that you can get. But I don't know what it's going to taste like. But there's a new soda coming out, so there you go. And if you play, what is it?
League of Legends?
League of Legends.
Never heard of, well, no, I'm not going to say never heard of. I've heard of it, I've never played the game.
Yeah, I've never played it.
A lot of people lose their lives to that shit, so I guess I want to steer far away from that shit. I don't have a life as it is.
Like, what do you mean? If they play too much? Or
they play too much, yeah.
Yeah.
Play way too damn much, man. That game, it's like one of those mobile games, I guess, where you got to spend money to get better at it or some shit.
Oh,
so yeah, okay. I mean that game just soaks a lot of idiots, a lot of money on that damn game.
Well, I don't.
It's a natural pairing. Soda companies, I mean, because you got to think of the average video game player. They're sitting there drinking soda nonstop, trying to stay up all night, and they're spending their mom's credit card on this damn shit. So I mean, it's a match made in heaven, and these people are going to make a lot of money.
How come they didn't do that with DC Universe? That's superheroes. Superheroes and soda. That would be amazing.
They did stuff with comics in the very beginning that I can remember. They gave away codes in comic books and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay.
And then they dropped the ball, completely forgot about it. Mm-hmm. So you're going to make an enemy here in a minute. Now, yesterday was BFF Day. Today you're going to have an enemy, and it's our pal Scott from the Discord channel here. I love Scott. He's a great guy.
He's lucky that I got Chipotle today.
Yeah.
And then he already warned me and put up a cat picture.
He warned you here, so he covered his bases on this one.
I had a good lunch, and then I got a cat picture, so I'm good.
We had to get mentally prepared for this one, and Scott's a really good guy, people. He happens to be gay. He was on the show. And the reason why I even threw that out there, because it's not important. That's the least important thing about him, is that he's gay. But the reason why I even bring that up is because he sent in this topic here, and he hates this fucking movement, the LGBTQIA+, more than anybody. More than I do, he hates it. And it just goes to show you that you can't, when you see these LGBTQ things, when you see all this stuff in the media, you see teachers grooming students and all this crap, and we're talking about the sex toys in classrooms and in Target. You can't blame gay people. You can't blame them. You can't. That's why I'm always very careful and say the trans extremists. It's the crazy nutcases that are like walk around with like plastic baby dolls with blood on them and throwing them at people and shit at Planned Parenthood. These are the ones you got to watch out for. The shaking their asses in people's faces. You got to understand, like, Gays Against Groomers, great fucking, my favorite Twitter account to follow is Gays Against Groomers. I think they're absolutely amazing. They're against this shit. And I always say this as well, that, you know, the gay people, they had it hard for a very long time in our life. Very long time they were considered, you know, like the carriers of AIDS. Remember that shit? It's a gay people disease. All this shit that they had to endure. You couldn't get married for a long time. You couldn't have equal rights and shit. Treated like garbage, made fun of constantly in the media. And then finally get to a place where it's like, it's accepted and people just stop caring. Oh, you see two people kissing, like two guys kissing on a TV show. No one cares anymore. The past couple of years, you got the fucking trans movement, and they're just making everyone by comparison look like shit. And now it unfairly, you know, gets rubbed off on the gays. So just wanted to throw that out there and, you know, preface this article here because he's going to piss you off. Because I'm going to get pissed off here. Did you see this? The United Nations replaced all 193 country flags with LGBT flags.
Why would they do that?
This is dangerous territory because 193 of these countries, we're probably the one that pushes this fucking weird shit the hardest. A lot of these countries hate the LGBT and they see their flag being removed for this shit. Yeah. That they had no say. You know they didn't have a say in this. You telling me the fucking Muslims and the fucking the Iraqians and the Iranians would want their fucking flag replaced by this shit? You think the Russians want their flag? The Russians, Putin fucking hates this shit. You telling me that everyone's on board with it because it's Pride Month, because the United States cares about it. Everyone's got to care about it. This is dangerous fucking territory, man. I mean, you probably thought I was going to get more angry because it's, we got to fucking bow down to the LGBT. What are you bowing down to? The way people fuck? I mean, I just don't understand why you have to bow down to it in the first place. Like, you're pledging allegiance to sexual preference. It's not even a real thing. It's just the way people want to get down. It's more than that. It's the way they see us. They see us as filth. They see us as depraved fucking scumbags that have no impulse. We're just sexual beings that want it all the time. Drugs, alcohol, orgies. That's what they want us to be. They want this world to be that way. That's why they push it so hard. It's not The LGBT, it's that lifestyle. That's what they want us all to be into. It's just disgusting. But I think it's more or less going to be a slap in the face of these countries that have nothing to do with it. Like, they don't want anything to do with this shit, but yet you're replacing their flag with the LGBT flag. I think you might see some serious repercussions on this one. And it's just disgusting. Right there in Rockefeller Center, New York, filled with rainbow flags. One for each country that belongs to the United Nations. It's absolute bullshit, man. It sparked a lot of criticism on social media. Some users criticize replacing country flags with the LGBT flag. Others complain that the display in honor of Pride Month is larger than the one for Christmas, which is true. I mean, already we're only 9 days into this month, and how much LGBTQ themed shit has there been? Fucking Black History Month didn't get this much. Seriously.
Oh, God.
LGBT in 9 days has gotten more than any other month has ever gotten. In 9 days, they've already got more celebrations. You can't fucking do it. The stores are all bending their will to this. Fucking candy bar companies, soda beer companies. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. This push is unlike anything we've ever seen. This is the most coordinated fucking fluke of a push since COVID-19, and it's one after the other. It's fucking crazy. How do you feel about all 193 country flags being replaced by the LGBTQ flag? How do you feel about that?
We look like such a stupid country.
Seriously. Yeah.
Our president can't even put a sentence together. He's falling. Yeah. We got people fucking changing what sex they are. We got fucking... This is just... it's an embarrassment.
This is a fucking embarrassment.
It's fucking embarrassing.
You nailed it. It's a fucking embarrassment.
I started saying it was embarrassing with that whole January 6th bullshit. Like, when they were all... like, because it was just embarrassing. Like, what? Just...
I'm not even yelling.
Why are you doing that? Acting like fucking animals. We look stupid. Like, it's just, all this is just stupid. The last few years, like, we look pathetic.
I'm not even yelling today.
We look pathetic. Like, I don't even want to say we live here.
I am too disgusted to even yell today, seriously, of all the shit that I've seen.
Like, these other countries got to be laughing their ass off. Yeah. Like, man, the United States has gone crazy. We used to be this big, powerful fucking country.
We used to be something to be proud of, man. Seriously,
now we got a fucking president who can't fucking stand.
This fucking retard of a fucking president. He's not even our president. This fucking guy in a diaper has no fucking clue what's going on. You got this affirmative action vice president. Affirmative action fucking press secretary. He can't even fucking form a sentence without fucking stumbling and stuff. Let me direct you somewhere else is what she fucking does. This country is a fucking train wreck, man. Absolute fucking... You fired half the country because they wouldn't get a fucking experimental jab. I just don't understand what the hell is the point of any of this stuff. Like, I don't know. This is the dumbest collapse of a fucking strong society I have ever seen. I mean, I would have rather us get conquered. Like, China comes in and just, like, you look outside your door, you see like 100 Chinese soldiers telling you to get out with your hands up. I would rather have that than what the fuck is going on right now, because this is self-inflicted and it makes it even worse. I'd rather have someone come over here and take our freedom than to fucking us just give it the fuck away like we've been doing. It just doesn't make any sense, man. I got one more here for you. And this one's different, okay? This one's a little bit different. So you know how the clouds in New York, it looks like a post-apocalyptic movie, like Mad Max almost. It's like orange.
Yeah.
It looks like you're in the desert. You got dudes on motorcycles like fighting for gas and shit. You know, like that's what it looks like. Here's an article from Yahoo Life, and it's Yahoo, so you can only imagine what the slant is here. And here's the title. Here's why NYC looks post-apocalyptic and why black folks should stay clear.
Are you kidding? Like, why?
If you're Mexican, come on in. If you're Korean, come on. If you're white, especially if you're white, come on in into smog. But the blacks cannot be here right now. You got to get the fuck out of New York because it's apocalyptic. Only for you, though. Just reading that title, that's what you get from this naturally, right? It's like, wait, so why them? I mean, are they different? Do they have different lungs? Like, what the fuck is the deal? I thought we were all the same. Men are the same as other men, and women are the same as other women. You have slight physical differences here and there, but on the inside, we all got the same parts, right? You would think.
Maybe we don't.
Let's find out. Maybe Yahoo can teach us a little bit.
Maybe this whole time we thought we did.
I thought so too. Maybe,
but we can't breathe the same air.
Maybe they can learn something here. So it's never a great sign when an entire city smells like one giant bonfire. It's even more alarming when the New York City skyline looks like something out of a gritty post-apocalyptic movie. But as it turns out, we're not starring in a bad remake of Mad Max, at least not yet. Smoke from hundreds of wildfires. I fucking hate Yahoo. The smoke from hundreds of wildfires burning in Canada has made their way south, blanketing much of the country in a thick haze. Obviously, no one likes seeing an orange-gray skyline and thinks that looks right. But how dangerous is it? Well, let's put it this way. It's certainly not good for you. The main culprit for this is poor quality and the air particles known as PM2.5. These pollutants, which were released by the wildfires, has a wide range of nasty health impacts. People with lung problems, heart problems, children, and other adults are especially at risk when the levels are high. But they're not the only ones who should be concerned. And here you go. They were doing so well at first. They were saying, like, hey, this is a problem that affects everybody. Here's where they get crazy. So for black Americans, the smoke-filled skies are particularly concerning. I wonder why. People with asthma are at elevated risk from air pollution, and black Americans are much more likely to have asthma than our white peers. According to the U.S. Department of Health, roughly 4 million black Americans have asthma, and African Americans are about 30% more likely to have the condition than white Americans. They're also at a significantly higher for cardiovascular diseases, which, you guessed it, makes exposure to air pollution from the wildfires even more dangerous. The fact that black communities also tend to be in places with higher levels of existing urban pollution is another part of the problem. The combination of pollutants from disasters like wildfires and man-made contaminants like car exhaust is a deadly mix. Alright, so I don't want to read any more of this.
Why is it orange there? Has anyone said why it's orange in New York City? Because it's not orange in upstate New York, which is closer to Canada.
I don't know. That's a good question.
It's foggy. Like, my sister and her father, like, I've seen pictures. Like, it's nasty where they are. You can't step outside without, like, you smell it, you breathing it in, you see it. Like, it's completely foggy where she's at.
Yeah.
But it does not look like New York City. It's New York City. Every picture I've seen is orange.
It's really bad.
Like it looks like sunset all the time. Like, why there? I was just curious as to why it's so damn different, because she's in New York and she's closer to fucking Canada. So it's weird.
I don't know why they had to include race in this fucking article at all. They had to bring up the whole, like, asthma thing and shit, but it's just like, I mean, you don't give a shit about anybody else. I don't understand what the point of this article was, to bring race into this. It's just another way to inject race into fucking everything. It's gotta be. You think this is, like, a pandering method? What is the purpose? What could possibly be the purpose of this article than to piss us off?
I don't know, man.
Like, who are you shining a light on here? Seriously, like, if we're all in this together, if New York is... I mean, really, you have to think of it this way. If they're saying white people are the problem, right? There's too many white people, is pretty much what the argument is. There's too many white people, and this is coming from white people. Then you would think that the people that are mostly directly impacted would be the ones that have the higher populations. Your article should say, we got to get the white people out of here. There's so many of us who are going to be affected. Oh, there's not as many of them, so fuck them, right? You would think that would be like a self-preserving kind of article. This just shines a light on one particular community when it's like everyone's affected the same with this whole thing. I just don't understand it.
You just say if you got asthma, it's worse.
Why couldn't it just say, hey, people that have asthma are more affected?
Yeah.
Asthma is not new. I mean, I've met many people that have asthma. Why couldn't it just say people, hey, if you have asthma, you're at risk?
Stay the fucking side.
To single out only black people with asthma matter. This whole fucking thing, it just really pisses me off. I don't ever see an end to this shit with articles written like this. The fucking funds for that college only going to people that identify as LGB. What the fuck is going on in this world? Seriously, I mean, I've never seen such a more divisive time in our lives. And the president who's in office claimed that's what he ran on, was bringing people together. Unity. Remember, unity. He hasn't said one unified thing his entire presidency. Everything has been fucking putting everyone in a box.
He doesn't know how to speak.
Well, it's not even him that's in control. He's just being told to say these things, and that he can barely spit out.
Is he like a malfunctioning robot? Like, I don't know. The dude's even alive anymore. He can't even fucking
worthless piece of shit. He's a worthless piece of shit. And the thing about it is, like, he's not said everything that came out of his mouth or anybody that represents the Democrat sides or the government has been about one thing. It's been about how can we put this person, or how can we separate this person from the rest? Okay, this person's gay, this person's black, this person's white, this person's a man, this person's a woman, this person's a this or that and the other thing. Everyone's special, everyone's individual, everyone gets their own little special place now. You can't have it that way. I mean, you can't do that. That's not the way to build a unified society. You can't create 100 different genders. You can't. It's not real. It's bullshit. Number one. Number two, it's not a way to build a good functioning society. You got to tell everyone, hey, listen, sorry, we fucked up. I mean, there's only men and there's only women. Forget the bullshit we tried to tell you over the past couple of years. Color doesn't matter anymore. You're a man, you're a woman. You get treated the same if you're a man or a woman. You know, everything just... We just need to get back to simplistics here. We're overcomplicating things, and we're just... I just don't know why there's so much turmoil. It's so easily avoidable. We're ran by a bunch of fucking assholes.
Yeah. I get what you did. We're a fucking joke, but yeah.
We are a fucking joke. We are.
Bunch of assholes.
This is some bullshit. I just don't... I can't even get mad anymore. Seriously, I am so disgusted. I can't even get mad. Like I feel like we are just living in the most pitiful times. Mm-hmm. When you see shit like this, it's just absolutely fucking pitiful. And it's sad, so... Before we get into the assholes sip, I do want to give a special shout out to some people that are not assholes. My favorite sponsor of the show are friends over at Binoid.com. That's BINOID.com, makers of the finest THC product in the market. The real reason why I'm not yelling today is because I'm hopped up on some THC, people. I love my edibles, and it keeps me nice and chill on days like today when I really need it. If you don't like edibles, you can try the smokes, the dabs, the wax, the pre-rolls, the joints, the flowers. You got the vapes, peach rings, watermelon slices, gummy bears, gummy worms, sour diesel. You get the tincture drops, fruity pebbles, Rice Krispie treats. You can get chocolate bars and peanut butter cups now. There's all sorts of different ways you can get the THC in your system, and it's great stuff. I am fucking biz-ached right now. And you can get biz-ached like me at BINOID.com. Use our code NERD to save 10% and get free shipping on any and all orders.
Biz-ached.
So the whole time I was reading that, I was trying to figure out why the hell you love this next segment so much, and I just can't figure it out.
Because it's the last one, you stupid motherfucker.
I need to put that in my notes, or I'll forget. So this is a good one here for you to end our Friday week. This person wants to know, am I the asshole for asking a friend and her daughter to be discreet when talking about their playdates around my daughter, or not talk about them at all? Sounds like someone's daughter's being left out of playdates and doesn't want the other two to talk about them around her. That sounds pretty fair, right?
Yeah.
So let's see.
There's always a catch, though. There's always something going on.
I know, there's always a catch. So let's see what's going on here. So my daughter's 9. She has 2 very good school friends, and they will often have playdates with each other one-on-one, not the 3 of them at the same time. When the other 2 girls have a playdate scheduled during the school day, they brag and advertise their playdate to my daughter, knowing full well she's not invited and rubbing it in that she's excluded. That's what kids do.
Yeah.
That's what they do. It sucks, but that's what they do. My daughter says that she can tell they do this to intentionally hurt her. They also ignore my daughter leading up to and on the day of the playdate, causing my daughter to become very hurt and anxious and left out. This happens every time they have a playdate. My daughter's so upset by this exclusion that she wants to leave the school. It depends how annoying it is. If they're all day long just completely throwing in her face, I can understand the frustration here from a kid's standpoint. Will you shut the fuck up? I get it.
Yeah.
You know, and of course she's not going to not be friends with them. She wants to be included. That's kids. The kids long for inclusion. That's probably why these fucking freaks never grow up and they become trans, because they want to. So the mention to the mom of one of the girls, who I thought was a good friend. She's a single mom with a complex home life, and we help her out a lot with her kids, my husband and I. We told her that my daughter feels upset when the kids tell her about a play date that she's not invited to. I asked if she could ask her daughter to be more discreet about the play dates with the other child and not talk about it in front of mine. I also said that I don't expect my daughter to be invited to the play date, as everyone's entitled to these things without feeling pressured to invite others. We also arrange play dates one-to-one at other times, so the issue is not about not being invited. So, it sounds like she's being very reasonable, right?
Yeah.
You know what I would do is just have my daughter make another friend and start inviting them into all sorts of cool shit.
Seriously,
and brag about the other
this
one.
is already aggravating me.
You just get even. You don't fucking... Fuck those kids. That's what you tell
them. Yeah, you got like, I understand she's 9, but this is a perfect time to say, like...
This is a lesson in life.
Life sucks.
This is a lesson.
This is just... You gotta let it roll off your back and, like, you know, just carry on.
Who cares about those kids? Where are they going? We're gonna go somewhere better.
Like, I don't... That stinks, but... This is when you start making other friends.
Yeah, people that don't have kids are going to have some dumb shit to say about this one. But, I mean, the way it is like, that's how it is. You have to do that.
School sucks.
That's a lesson. School sucks. It's tough.
It fucking sucks. And it's just, like, you just have to be there for your kid, but you can't make the other kids not... I mean, it's...
No, you can't stop them from having a good time. It's not fair. You just tell your kid, like, hey, this is the teachable moment, and you teach them. I said that if my daughter's not invited to the play date, please ask the girls to not involve my daughter by discussing it or brag about it to her.
See, you've already... This is so much. This is so much. Because now this mom is going to say something to her kid. Yeah. And it's going to get back to this daughter. Mm-hmm. In school. See, what you're doing is making the situation so much worse.
Yeah. Well, it didn't go down well. The mother absolutely went off on me and accused me of asking her to lie to a child. I'm asking her to lie to a friend. I was gobsmacked as this was not at all what I asked. Now, there's a lot of updates to this one. She asked, am I the asshole for asking her and her daughter to be discreet around my daughter when they ever arrange a play date with another particular child?
Yes. Now, this is not how you... This isn't how you handle it. You handle it in your household. You sit your 9-year-old down and be like, look, it sucks. I know. But this shit's going to happen, You can't be so sensitive. You can't, let it bother you. Make some other friends, you'll hang out with them next weekend or whatever. You have to... No, you don't go over to the friend's mom.
Yeah, you don't go to the mom.
This just created a whole fucking issue. I know it created an issue. Yeah. I know damn well that this mom went and said, you won't believe who Cindy's mom said to me today, And then then that gets back into the school, and then all the fucking kids in school fucking know about it.
Because that mom's reaction really shows what kind of parenting skills she has. She probably did go to her daughter and talk shit about the kid.
Guaranteed.
Please don't hurt her. She's sensitive. And then that kid's going to be like, oh, she's sensitive. Hey, get you sensitive. And there's going to be something said in school.
And then that kid said something to the friend, and then it got around the freaking whole class. And
sounds like that parent thinks of themselves more of an equal to their child at that point. When it's not the case. You're the parent or the child.
Handle it in the household. Just sat her down, just had a long talk with her, and it sucks, but be there for her when she's upset when she comes home from school. School sucks, man.
It does.
All you can do is sit there and be there for them. That's it, and just be there for them to talk to. That's it.
That's all you're there for as a parent. You just got to guide them the best you can without causing any damage, man.
Fuck. It's a teaching moment. This was stupid. Yeah, she's an asshole so far.
All right, so far she does have a lot of edits, so maybe she can change her minds here because I'm on the same boat as you. She's an asshole.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. Thank you to everyone who responded and offered their advice and own experiences. I really appreciate the support. I've been quite upset about this, and I've been questioning whether I was in the wrong. A lot of people have made some good suggestions, and I want to give some more info and detail. Number 1, my daughter's autistic. Has ADHD and learning disorders. She has a really hard time at school already, and this mean girl behavior just makes it that much harder. Social situations are actually the hardest part for her, and she really struggles with understanding friendships, what good friendships are, and the not-so-good ones.
So please make it even harder.
Please make it even harder. Yeah. She takes them on face value, so if someone's being nice to her, they're her friend. If they're mean to her, she doesn't know why and blames herself, or tries to find something wrong with her and why they don't like her anymore. It's torment for her. We do everything we can to help her understand that these girls aren't friends if they treat her this way, and if she doesn't feel happy when she's with them. But unfortunately for her, she's so desperate to be included and have their approval, she gets pulled in and then spat out every time. All right. So this mom is trying to be a good mom here. Her daughter's got special needs, which changes the whole thing because they don't understand. And the mom is probably
like, they don't understand. I understand, right? But you need to you need to keep reiterating it. You got to keep talking about it over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Listen, I am so glad we pulled her.
We pulled her for shit like this.
We have no fucking idea what happened in school when she was in there. No fucking clue. Not a clue, because she can never say anything. I'm so glad. I'm so glad we pulled her. Because I can't deal with this.
Because it's like, you can't tell someone who's a parent of a special needs child how to raise their kid. They're all different. They're special needs because they're special. They're all special and different. I don't know, man. Because I understand why the mom did it. I still think it's wrong. You don't go to the parents, and these parents should understand, hey, that's a special needs child. You gotta fucking be nice, man. I was so proud when our daughter invited some, dwarf to her birthday party. I thought that was the coolest thing, because, that dwarf doesn't have a lot of friends. Just came to the party, she had a great fucking time, and I was so proud that day. And you've got kids being raised like this by pieces of shit parents like that. Exclude her. That's fucked up, man. The parents should have this should never have been an issue. The parents should have raised their kids better, the ones that are being the mean girls. But not everyone's got good parents, so, you can't expect other people to be good parents, so you gotta, you just gotta be different, man. I don't know. This is a tough one. It's very, very hard. Here's the second one. We're working with a speech therapist and OT to help her understand her neurodivergence and basically help her understand what's going on here. These girls are being mean to you, they're not your friends, so they did that. Here we go. Here's another one here. The hardest part of this is that she believes she's made good friendships with them, so she's just repeating herself. It looks like that's all it is. Oh, the mom's been talking shit about me behind my back. She came to our school a year ago. We've been at the same school for 3.5 years and has been bad-mouthing me to our parent group. I'm really hurt by that because these are people I built friendships with, and she's telling them lies about me that are totally untrue. She's telling people that I lie about the kids and etc. Okay, so mom's talking shit. See, this is why you don't have interpersonal relationships, man. This is why I don't have relationships.
The moms are acting worse than the children.
That's the problem with these fucking people. Know. They never grow the fuck up. They love this conflict.
That stinks. That's a really, really shitty situation, man. That's
a parent group? Who needs a group? You drop your kids off at the same school. I need a group. Oh, I need a parent group. You fucking show up at your kid's school. It's for them. It's not for you to make friends, okay? You just go there. You fucking find out your kid's teacher is, and you go.
A lot of people become friends with the kids' parents so that they get to know the situation.
Why do you got to know the parents?
Okay, because if the parents are good people, then chances are the children are being raised correctly. And the children are good people.
Not always true.
When Sammy would, back in elementary, because it hasn't happened in a long time, but when she would go to sleepovers and stuff, I knew those parents. Yeah. We were texting. I knew where she was going and, what type of family that was. I don't know.
I had different experiences. I always found the people that had the really good parents, ones that I thought were good parents. Oh man, they got money. They're fucking always living up.
Yeah.
They had the worst fucking most rotten
my
kids.
mom was friends with my friend's parents.
Yeah. Your mom's
it's just
piece of shit, though.
Well, she is, but that's normal.
Yeah.
I think
sometimes
that's normal.
The kids just rebelling against the parents. And you see some terrible parents. The kids are like angels, and you're like, how the hell that happened?
Yeah.
What the fuck? He's not smoking meth like his dad was at the bar last night. What the hell? Here's two more updates, and we're done with this one. We've raised a bullying allegation against these girls, and the school has finally taken it seriously after trying for 2 years to get them to do something about it. Who knows where it will lead, but we are actively looking for another school for our daughter because we feel that the school has done nothing but enable these girls. We have our daughter enrolled in gymnastics and soccer football, so she does that 3 afternoons a week and then therapy 1 time a week. Due to the strain the school puts on her, we have to be careful about overloading her after school. She's already hit her limit before she leaves school because she puts so much energy into managing her feelings around schoolyard nastiness. So people online say she's not the asshole. I'm still inclined to say she is. I have a feeling that this mom wants to be the one known for having the special needs kid, and everything needs to revolve around her kid. And I think maybe the other mom is probably like, this bitch is fucking annoying. She's the fucking lying bitch.
Yeah.
I can hear this argument. I can imagine us being a fly on the wall at one of these PTA meetings and overhearing the conversations, and that's what you'd hear.
And it might not be as bad as
you only get one side of the story.
Right, you're getting one side of the story, and you're getting your daughter's take on it.
Mm-hmm.
Who takes everything
literally, and that's your kid. Of course, she's right.
Right, but she could be seeing it in a completely different way.
Yeah,
I
coming home not explaining it right because she doesn't understand context, being special needs.
I don't know. That situation sucked. I feel horrible. Get her out of that school. Get her out of that situation.
I mean, that daughter tells us about fucking weird farm animals and shit. I'm like, yep, great. So it's like you can't understand what the fuck they're talking about. Sometimes you just keep it moving.
Yeah, I don't know. That sucks. That really sucks. But
maybe
I do
these
think
girls aren't mean girls.
I think going to the mom just made it worse. You go to the school. There's an IEP group. You go to that core group. The teacher, the aide. Jenna has a group.
Yeah.
And if I have a concern or a question, I go to them. And there's 6 people in that group. And we sit down and we have a meeting and we discuss it. Okay, what's the situation and what's happening? And there we go. You went to a kid's mom. And I don't know. I just think that was the wrong move.
It's definitely the wrong move.
It was the wrong move. There were other options to do. I think. Yeah, I feel horrible for saying that, but I think she was wrong.
It was a tough one. It was one of the tough ones we've had here, but definitely the asshole. So,
and that's definitely a much tougher learning situation. But it's tough. You have. I mean, she's only 9. You got to keep going with that. I don't know. At least they're bringing into OT and speech. Yeah. The situation, so she's learning it in school too.
She seems to have her shit together. She's playing sports, so I mean, she's definitely pretty well evolved for a child. So good for her, man. This is one of those things where I think she'll end up all right, this kid. So the mom's just got to stop with the helicopter parenting. I think the other parent needs to understand that the kid has special needs. The mom might be crazy, but
everyone
don't take
just
it on the
needs to
kid.
chill out. Yeah.
I would tell my kids to be nice to that kid, but the mom's a fucking psycho. And I'd be like, stay the fuck away from me, you weird bitch, all right? My kids are nice enough to your kid. That's all that needs to be done here. We don't need to be friends. There's no parent group. If anything, this story tells you that parent groups are nothing but a fucking nightmare. Don't make friends with people. What are you going to be doing this weekend? You got any plans?
No, I really don't. Today's Friday. Is there a movie coming out?
I have no idea. I got no idea. I got no idea about the fights. I haven't done anything this week, but just kind of relax on vacation.
We'll see. I do know that I believe today The Crowded Room started on Apple. Mm-hmm. It's just a new Tom Holland thing. Yeah. Which apparently fucked him up bad enough that he's taken a year off of acting. So I'm like, how serious was this role?
Right, this is to promote the movie.
There we go.
It's bullshit.
I'm going for it. I'm like, okay, well, what is... I don't even know what it's about. It fucked him up, so I'm going to go watch it.
This fake thing I was doing is, so, stressful. I need some Chipotle. A cup of coffee from Starbucks.
Listen, whatever.
I know.
So,
I'm going to go cry under this tree over here if you need me.
If I can remember, I'll probably watch that this week. I don't know if it's a TV show, if it's a movie, or what the... I don't know. I don't even know what it's about. So that's it. My ass is staying home. I don't plan on leaving this house again. We've been left every day this week. So
I wish I could say the same, but I'll be busy this week, and it'll be another rough one for me. But I'm going to get through it with people, and we'll be back here next week. Your favorite podcast of all time at voicesofmisery.podbean.com. Tell them where they can find us.
You can find us at that threw me off.
I know I did on purpose to see how easy it was, and it was a fucking hook, line, and sinker, man.
You can find us at Voice of Misery on all platforms. Voice of Misery Podcast at gmail.com.
All right. Have a good weekend, people. We'll see you then.